Greetings and salutations, my fellow gamers. My name's AFarCryAway, and today we're here to discuss OSP. Well, what does that mean, Far Cry? Well, that means on-site procurement. Okay, what does that have to do with Killing Floor 2, Far Cry? Well, I'll tell you. It has everything to do with Killing Floor 2 today, because today we're playing a mod. And this mod is called Extended Weeklies. This adds 6 new weekly game modes for you to play. And they're all very unique. But today we're going to specifically talk about Scavenger, which is a 4 waves, hell on earth, short game mode, where everything that gets dropped, all your items, all your ammo, and your guns, and armor for that matter, are all things dropped on the map. You don't get to trader pod, you don't get to do anything, you literally just have to survive by finding things on the field as you go. Now, this doesn't seem like it'd be that bad, because this game gives you a lot of ammo and guns and armor generally scattered throughout the map, but you'd be surprised, especially on the larger maps, just how, like, crazy it gets. And the fact that it's on Hell on Earth is also pretty intimidating, so if you're a lower perk level, don't fear, you can actually scale the difficulty down. There is a way. If you look at the mod page, they actually have instructions on how to do it, but I was playing it on Hell on Earth for this gameplay, and I kind of regret my life choices a little bit. I mean, it was a blast, don't get me wrong, but I got eaten alive, and it wasn't fun during that phase of the game. Being eaten, that is. Not very fun. Now, I'm playing on Black Forest because, I mean, honestly, I was thinking Metal Gear Solid 3 the whole time I was playing through this mod, because, as you guys know, in Metal Gear Solid, I think it started with the first game. There's a Kodak conversation between Snake and Roy Campbell where he talks about how all of Snake's weapons and ammo and equipment are going to be OSP, or on-site procured.
Anyone going with me?
As usual, this is a one-man infiltration mission.
Weapons and equipment OSP?
Yes, this is a top-secret black op. Don't expect any official support.
So, he has to kind of find things to help him as he goes. It's part of his training, it's kind of what keeps him alive. And the same can be said for Snake Eater. And Snake Eater is in a jungle, and this isn't quite a jungle, it's a forest, but hey, close enough. There's trees, right? So I figured this map just kind of makes sense, right? And I don't know, I was playing Metal Gear Solid 5, and I love that game. It's a flawed game, but one of my favorite things to do is there's a mod called Infinite Heaven, and with that enabled, you can actually make it where in the free roam mode, you can play with the OSP rules, meaning that you go on to, you basically airdrop into the map with nothing on you, and you just have to, like, find everything as you go. And it can be really tough depending on what objectives you're trying to do, especially if you don't bring any of your buddies along, and you kind of opt out of bringing your equipment as well. So all I had was like night vision goggles, and that was it. And I had a blast, like, playing it that way, because you'd have to try to infiltrate a guard post, take a guard out, steal his gun from him, use that gun to hold up other guards to take their guns, and, subdue them. And then on top of that, sometimes you need to find certain particular equipment to continue your objective. So, let's say you needed to destroy something. You'd have to actually go find an armory, find, C4 explosives, to then go plant on the objectives, and that was how you would get the objectives done. And it was insane, especially when the enemies were even tougher because of these mods that I had that makes them more realistic and yada yada yada. This isn't Killing Floor 2 information, this is just me rambling about how much fun Metal Gear Solid 5 can be if you don't play it for the story. But yeah, that whole principle basically carries into this game mode, and I love it. I love it because it's my favorite way to play Metal Gear Solid 5, and it really transfers into Killing Floor 2 really well. It's not perfect. I do wish the amount of variety with the weapon drops was a little bit higher. However, I've really only played like 1 or 2 rounds, so I don't know, and only on like 1 map. So there's a chance that those weapon drops are very varied, but I don't know for sure if they are. But there was a pretty good selection of stuff here to kind of mess about with. I got sort of lucky the first few ways with the drops I got. I had a Caulk and Burn, which is really good for keeping the trash tier Zeds back from you. Now, as you guys can see, I was playing Gunslinger so I could get that bonus to my speed. I think speed is really important in this, just to kind of keep your distance. However, I do think going Commando, geez, got Battlefield mixed into here somehow. I think going Commando could be useful for seeing the Stalkers and also for seeing, you know, how much damage you're doing to the enemies, because when you're playing off-perk weapons, it's kind of hard to tell. So that is one thing to kind of keep in mind, is since you're not going to be able to... Well, I guess Survivalist would be okay for this mode, actually. You know what, this might be the ultimate way to play Survivalist. Now that I'm really thinking about it, this just occurred to me now. Wow, yeah, the Survivalist would actually be probably your best bet for this game mode, so try that. I think my Survivalist is like level 15 now, so I need to kind of level up some more before I attempt this on Hell on Earth as one, but if you guys have it, do try it and let me know in the comments if it's any fun. But for right now, Gunslinger was working out. I grabbed a dual 9mm, and that kind of saved my bacon. I also picked up a medic pistol. That was really good. What's this thing called? The nail gun. It's good too, but it's not like as good. It'll get the job done, but it's not what I would want. I think the most useful thing I found during this gameplay was the C4, because the C4 can be used to take out the quarter pounders, as well as flesh pounds and skrakes, with a pretty decent efficiency. At least it'll give you a good, you know, starting off damage against them if you needed something last minute. It's also good for getting them away from you if you're starting to get kind of backed into a corner. However, I wasn't really thinking straight, and I totally should have used that. But I think I got backed into a corner and forgot I had C4, so that's how I think I ended up dying. But honestly, guys, this game mode is a ton of fun. Like, it's a new way to play, and it's cool because, like, during those trader times, you're actually supposed to be scavenging around the map. So you're not, like, just kind of sitting there idly at a menu or just skipping it entirely. You're actually, you know, constantly thinking about, okay, do I have enough of this ammo, that ammo? Okay, let's go find some armor. Let's go find this. Actually, what's the coolest thing about this mode is the fact that it actually has more of a survival horror feel to it because it's OSP and because you're kind of limited on your ammo. Having to, like, think before you shoot is one of those key things in a survival horror game, and it kind of transfers really well into KF2. Because, like, this whole time, I'm using guns that I think, you know, they're not that great, but they're okay for trash clearing, so I'm going to use all that ammo first, and then I'll rely with the on-perk weapons, like the dual 9s and the medic pistol, for doing any kind of significant damage to something. And if I activate Z-Time, I can switch off to those and get the benefits of being a level 25 gunslinger. So, there's actually some strategy that goes into this mode, at least for solo play. Now, I haven't tried it online yet, but I do want to make a server eventually and maybe try it on there with some people. That would be fun. I really am curious to see how this all would pan out in co-op. I mean, it could be terrible or it could be really awesome. I mean, it could be really bad though, because think about it, instead of it just being one pickup, you know, and you get to just take everything you need, it's going to be everyone having to share it, right? So you're going to have to do call-outs to your teammates and be like, hey, I've got, like, this gun here. It's not for my perk. Who wants it? But then there's going to be, like, a limited pool of guns and ammo. So you're really going to have to, like, strategize to beat this, especially on Hell on Earth. That would be a cool-ass video, actually. If somebody makes that would be an awesome watch. A 4-player, like, Hell on Earth game of Scavenger on Killing Floor 2. Like, 10 out of 10. I would love to see that. I might make it happen, but I need to make a server first, and I really don't know, like, where to start on that. I have made a Insurgency server before, but that was tough, and I still don't even know, like, 100% what I'm doing with it. I actually don't really know how to add stuff to it, so it's been kind of weird. I finally added one map to my Insurgency server, and that was about all the patience I had left at that point. I just kind of gave up after that. I was like, yep, I'm done. But hopefully modding Killing Floor 2 servers isn't that bad. Like, I think the whole point for me, if I ever got a server, wouldn't just be to play it vanilla. Like, that would get kind of boring to me. I would be definitely checking out, like, these crazy modded versions of the game. I especially like it if it's whitelisted too, so you can get like perk progression, because I just feel like playing a game and not getting your perk progression can be a little bit annoying. Unless it's one of those RPG servers in which they have their own kind of progression tracker, as long as you remember what the server was in the first place. So, there's that. But, yeah, this has just been me kind of rambling about this. I really like this mode, and, I couldn't think of anything else to do for a video today, and I figured, you know, this would be a fun way for you guys to spend, some time on Killing Floor 2, so, I might as well share it with the world. Also, sorry if I've been, like, slurring and sounding weird today. I don't know what's going on with that. My mouth has been, like, super dry for the past 2 days, and I have no explanation for it. I haven't been taking any, like, weird medicine or anything, so I've just been having to, like, do weird things to keep my, like, words and mouth, like, moving correctly. I don't know if that makes any sense. It probably doesn't. But, yeah. So, let's just go ahead and watch this final wave together as I get absolutely destroyed. I did pick up the varmint rifle, which is pretty handy. But not super handy when you're a gunslinger, but it'll get the job done for clearing out trash at a distance, so that's good. Also, coming back to play through Black Forest again has given me kind of a new respect for this map. I think this map is actually pretty damn good. It's actually one of my favorite maps now. Like, just the atmosphere that's set by it being, you know, the evening and then transitioning to nighttime is really cool. Oh, here it is. Yep, got wrecked. But yeah, I just really like the map now. It's cool. There's also good destruction on it. But, yeah, that's it for the video. Also, one last thing I wanted to talk about is I'm actually relaunching my Patreon account, because before I didn't really know what to do with it, but now I kind of have a general idea where I want to go with it. I'm going to make it where if you guys donate to it, I'm going to be doing shoutouts at the beginning of all of my new videos, even the non-Killing Floor ones, just because I think you guys do appreciate edited content a little bit more than if I was just to, like, record something and put it up. So I'm going to start making sure to, like, include that. I want it to be a verbal and written shout out, but if the video isn't like a video that transitions well with me doing commentary over it, I might just make it written for those videos, but for everything else I'll try to do like a, you know, a shout out verbal kind of deal. But yeah, that's pretty much everything for the video. Like I said, check out the Patreon if you want to, links below. Also check out this mod in the description, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace out, everybody.